Hey Michael. Hey Brian. Nice. Thanks for you joining in. Did have a scheduled live going, but it sort of knackered up, so just had to set up a new one. Give me 1 second, guys. I've got something stuck into my face here and it's not sitting. Just gonna be doing some pheasant tail dial backs tonight. Just for something to do. So you been, Brian? Hey Danny. Thanks for dropping in. I'm now getting early finish for work. It's a bonus. Hey B. I think his chat's going to be a quiet one the night with that live no working, but what can you do? One of these times I'll get a grip on technology as far as bloody YouTube's concerned. So how's everybody's day been? Hey Rob, how you doing? All right, Alan. Well, work just gets in the way of a good life. That's all, Rob. Are you self-employed, Rob, or do you work for a company? But you couldn't find one the night, Brian, so you just come in to watch me. Right. Before I had to retire on health reasons, I used to knock my pan in day in and day out for the company, and they just appreciate absolutely naffle. As soon as you're no use to them, they'll replace you in a heartbeat. Fly tying bala, tying trout for tying flies for trout fishing. I suppose that's about the best you can expect out of a job, bro. Yeah, I suppose it is, Brian. Last job I had, I really enjoyed it, but the management managed to basically knock that out of me, which I actually hated them more for that than anything else. Oh, here we look at your live later on, Rob. Have it quiet in here. Come on, guys. Some chat going. I know I'm quiet, but I get that way when I'm tying. Don't know why. I'm not keen on tails on pheasant tails, Rob. It seems to be the first point that gets broken on them. I don't know. If I do them, I usually do them with a hackle fibre. And as for your question on peacock hair, O'Brien, I think that seems to be the bog standard now, that the quality, it's absolutely crap. A lot of stuff I've gotten, garbage. I know Matty was saying the same. He got a load of stuff. He had full of milk, it was crap. I got Vineyard stuff. Well, I didn't buy it. It was somebody got it because of what I'd ordered done. Vineyard stuff's crap. I think I'm actually going to start buying peacock feathers and taking them off myself. Pheasant tails is weak as hell, Rob. In fact, I'm glad you mentioned that. So I'm going to do what I usually do with my pheasant tails. And just do that one case. Nearly forgot about that. Well, the peacock hair, Rob, no, it's been absolutely crap of late. I think the cause of that is supply and demand. I mean, the demand's going up and up, but how I can't see how the supply can be keeping up. And if the supply doesn't keep up, they'll send out whatever they can get, which is false economy, really. Cooks, and not heard of them, mate. You mean Cook's Hill? By any chance? Yeah, I got CDC off them, Brian, recently, and it's the best CDC by quite a long way I've ever used. Their stuff seems to be top notch. I can't say right across the board because I haven't used a lot of their stuff, but if their CDC's in it to go by, it'll match or better. Well, I would say it betters anybody that I've come across. For big companies to individual guys that harvest it, their stuff's just absolutely fantastic in their CDC. My local tackle shop has the fly tie materials and open. Right. Yeah, it's good to have them in direct sunlight, that always helps. Have you used quite a lot of the Cook's Hill stuff, Alan? In fact, years ago, I think I got capes off them as well, and they were good. Was it capes I got for them? I did get something else for them. Yeah, definitely worth the shop, Brian. Like I say, if they're CDC, I'm trying to think. Oh, I'll tell you what else I got for them, Brian. It was a partridge skin, and it's exceptional as well. An English partridge from a bag of bulk bronze mallard. All right. So I take it Steve's got quite a good operation going on there. Rob, maybe your local fly shop's trying to make the Cape even more frightening. Boom. Crap joke, but never mind. Yeah, it seems to get that way, Rob. I don't. To be honest with you, I think a lot of the problem is the big companies don't give a shit. Customer service is a thing of the past in most retail, my opinion. And I've been in retail one form or another pretty much my whole working life. And there's absolutely zero care given these days. And yet they all moan that they're losing out to the online market, but they do nothing to actually help the customer when they're face to face with them, which I think's, well, I think it's cutting their own throat, to be honest with you. Either CDC is absolutely amazing, Alan. Sorry, that was the first time I seen your comment. Yeah, I got some of them in there. I mean, they've got some really good grade 1 feathers in amongst them and all the rest of it. It's not just all shitey little oiler puffs and all the rest of it. The only thing I find strange with them is ordering stuff for them. I mean, it doesn't bother me using Facebook, but I think it would put a lot of folk off. I mean, you go on their web page and they've got the items and the prices and that, but there's actually no way of ordering it, which I find a tad strange. But I just get them through Facebook. I mean, like I say, it doesn't bother me doing it that way. I'm used to dealing. I'd rather deal with folk more directly than actually ordering through a site. But a lot of people will put them off, I would think. What, you mean putting a wee bit on it, Rob? Brian, get him on Facebook. His name's Steve Cooper, I believe. Is that right, Alan? I think it's Steve Cooper. Like phone numbers these days, you never remember them because they're just in your phone. And with that being on my Facebook contacts, I never think about what his name is. Steve Cooper, yeah. Get him on. If you get him on Facebook, Brian, he's helpful. Ask him, let him come what you're after, and ask him how he can help you. He's helpful enough. His stuff's really good. Prices, I don't think, are out of the ordinary either, to be honest with you. For a small operation, they're usually a bit dearer, but Steve doesn't seem to be. Yeah, and the thing I've had a problem in the past as well, Rob, Glasgow Angling Centre, which is apparently Europe's biggest fishing store. You go online, you make an order, pay them, and then a few days later they tell them, oh, we don't actually have it in stock, it'll be a week before we get it in. Which to me is taking the piss. I mean, if you've got it, you've got it. If you don't, you don't. And the thing with Steve Cooper, you'll talk to him at certain times of year. He'll be honest with you and says, "Look, I won't have any more until they harvest the next lot of birds." You know, whether that be the CDC or wings or whatever it may be. So obviously the stuff he does have goes out pretty quick, and it's no sitting drying out. It seems to be a really good seasonal business he has. That sounds about right. Yeah, like I say, Glasgow Angling Centre, I just have one not use them now. I'm one of the guys that get one chance. Hey, SSF, they get one chance with me, and if I get mucked about, that's it. That may be to my detriment in some cases, but I don't care. Thanks very much. No bother, Brian. Cheers, Rob. Maybe a bit of a better close up on it. Hey, Doug. Hey, boys in the south. South of where, boys? Right, I'm lost, Alan. What are you talking about now, mate? Alright, wait a minute. Right, I'm seeing now. Had to look back, I missed one of your charts. The thing is, Rob, if you look at some of the flies, the segmenting on the body actually gets tighter as it goes up. So it could work both ways. That's why I just put a pretty fair leave-in rib on it, saves on you messing about. I think is it no the mayfly that the ribbon gets, the bigger segments are at the butt. I think. Not a fly I tie, obviously. I'll grant you, it looks a lot better actually doing it. Doing it with the ribbon getting smaller. Sorry, the ribbon getting wider as you go up. It's a stonefly. I think there was one or two that it works opposite way around. What did you say with Fly Culture podcast? I'll have a wee look at that if I get the chance, if I remember. Some mayflies too. Alright. Like I say, with there being no mayflies up round about this way, I've never bothered tying them, to be honest with you, Rob. Nearly. Don't know if anybody noticed that, but I just managed to save that. The pheasant tail started to slip. No, I like it when even ribbon, whatever fly it is, Rob. I know a lot of guys think the increasing the width on it as they come up, but I actually like the look at it when it's just even. Yeah, it was very close, Rob. I thought I was going to hate to start that one again. Because you know what it's like when pheasant tail goes, there's no saving it. Aye. Aye, good job the rib was fairly tight. What am I looking for? I held the bit of dubbing. A different colour on this one, I think. I'll go put on it. A bit of peacock green. Oh. See how this looks. Oops. I'll have to get myself some Ziploc bags. These lovely little cases that you get a dubbing in's all great. But after a wee while, all the dubbins end up bloody mixing together and it's a nightmare. So I'll hate to get some wee Ziploc bags and get them separated. Oh, legs have went a bit long on this one. Yeah, usually, Rob. Well, you seen the way I had to tear that apart to try and get to Dublin. Let's say give it a bit of an air out and put them in individual bags. It makes it a lot easier to work with. And then I say you do get them, the colours all mixed together. Well, with the length of the legs on this one, I think I've done a corrector. Jesus Christ, they're massive. Bloody hell. There you go, Rob, you like that with a wee butt on it? It's no much because it's absolutely minute wire. There is a wee red tag on the back of it there. Tell you what, Rob, that box there, wherever I put it, that box there, and there's you can see by the size of my thumb, there's quite a lot in each compartment. I got them off Temu, and really good price. Cheers, Alan. Ideal knit, oh, not being much, right, will you? Again, very much a personal thing. A lot of people put butts on things and they hit halfway around the bend of the hook. Yeah, it just, I suppose it kind of represents an egg sac at the back of the insect. But does it have to fit the proportion for the trout or for the fly tire? That's a big question, Rob. Because I don't think the trout give as much a monkeys about it as we do as tires. How the hell did I manage it? Yep, you're right. Definitely for the fly tire. Yeah, well, it protects it. Your pheasant tail a wee bit at the back as well. And for other flies, it stops the material slipping round the bend of the hook. Try something a wee bit different here, I think. If I find what I'm looking for. There it is. Right, Monty Python time. Now for something completely different. That's not completely different, but different. Yeah, but as I try to explain to a lot of folk, Rob, I mean, you can as well as anybody. Everybody goes on the perfect fly. The majority of the flies that the fish eat are the ones that are dead and crippled. So really, we're just tying everything perfect for our own satisfaction, really. I mean, I'd love to know how much our trout's diet's actually the healthiest flies that have hatched off. And the miss them are like stillborn and cripples and what have you. Right, this seems to be the latest craze in fly tying. I don't get it, but and they're all at it. The top tires down the way. No need to be sorry, Brian. It seems to be the end thing now, Alan, is putting the knotted legs on bloody everything. I don't get it personally, but and I'll be perfectly honest with you, since I've tied that, I actually don't actually like the look at it. That's why I didn't bother with things like a wing case and building a thorax and what have you. Just thought I would give it a go. I didn't get the appeal of it. The fish might, but I don't. Yeah, I noticed Davy McPhail was doing a knotted pheasant leg dial back. No, that awful long ago, which I thought was, personally for me, a horrible looking thing. But you see, I see the point that it likes it. Maybe some of the snatchers and then your your top of the water stuff. But maybe the trout do like them. I don't know. As I was saying, Rob, I know I don't like that style of fly that way. That's why I wasn't bothering doing with thorax covers and dubbins and what have you. And I mean, to be honest, as a nymph, I wouldn't imagine the legs would last an awful long time either. Because obviously, when knotting them, you've weakened them even more. If the trout like them, that's the main thing, Alan. You know. Yeah, I know. Well, I was just tying that was an experiment, Rob. I have no intentions of fishing it. So, it was just trying something a little different. Like I say, that'll never see the outside of this room. Give it to Stuart. All right, buddy, when did you sneak in? I've been sitting lurking, have you? Nice flies to tie, Alan, but I didn't use them. So I do enjoy tying them, but there's no outlet for them, if you get what I mean. So I don't really see the point for me tying them. They're actually good as a skill challenge, I'll give you that much. Mamba. Dearie me. Shorten the legs up on this one a wee bit. That last time was horrendous. Better. Hey, Cyril. Yeah, definitely some of the wet flies. Jesus Christ, the amount of hackles and materials you put in them, they would. Well, I think actually some of them outstrip the salmon flies. No, obviously no the fancier salmon flies, but the amount of materials that go in some of the traditional, especially the bumble patterns, you're putting 4 wet hackles in it and what have you. Aye, Rob, there's certainly no flies that you tie up on the minute's notice, is there? You certainly have to plan having all the materials sitting there before you start. Take you about a day and a half if you weren't. Next time you're doing Worm at Matty, I'm going to get you to go or how to do these bloody lives when you've scheduled them. Again, the night I couldn't get to start when I went back in. What the hell? Oh, it's no bad. Yeah, it's. Yeah, I would imagine it would, Rob. I'd probably tied about 3 or 4 salmon flies in my life, but even the basic ones take a bit of thinking about. Hey, Jack. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, we were just saying about it's all the knackered insects that the fish take, and I just spent about 5 minutes here trying to get the legs even on either side of the bloody fly. But a wee few turns extra on the head in that one just to get a wee hot spot. I must admit, spending that wee bit extra time with the legs in that one is probably the best one I've done yet. I really like the look of that one. Hey, George. Have you got luck yet? What? Have you catch any fish yet? Kinda hard to catch fish on YouTube, George. Cheers, Brian. Cheers, Alan. No, the ones, try to remember the name of them. There's one with a woman's name. I can't remember what it's called. It's got 3 colours of slips all married together in the wing, so it's like tricoloured. That's a nymph jack. That's a subsurface fly. That's basically the stage out before it hatches on the surface to become a fly. Hey, Steve. Parmachine Bell. Thank you, Rob. I could not think of the name of it at all. I knew it was something female in the name of it. It wasn't a name, obviously, but Bell. Yeah, beautiful looking fly. But I could only imagine that one salmon will absolutely destroy it. And it's God knows how long to tie the bloody thing. That's why I did get the slip wings. Yeah, it does kind of look between the two, Jack. But it is a subaquatic version of the insect. There's definitely no stupid questions. Some stupid answers sometimes, but Yeah, when you're learning, Jack, there's not such a thing as a stupid question. It may sound a bit silly to boys that are experienced, but if anybody looks back to when they were learning, we'll ask questions that now we think were ridiculous, but that's how you learn. If you don't ask, you'll never find out. How'd Steve get on now? Just a wee flounder today, Steve. Hey, Jerry. Only a stupid question to you, maybe, Rob? Yeah, stupid question to ask me because I did drink, so see, that's no stupid question either. Only in your eyes, you alcoholic Welshman that you are. Yeah, that's the one thing about the sea fishing, Steve. You're never sure where the fish are. Mind you, Matty's like that, still water fishing. Yeah, the amount of hours I spent at the cod. I mean, it's slightly different up Matty's way. The cod's a wee bit heavier on the ground, I would say, but down here, Jesus, the amount of nights you had that you never got a sniff of a cod was unbelievable. Well, sadly, Jack, the dries aren't doing all that well over here so far this year. That's for sure. I think I've only seen one half decent hatch this year. Dongle rigs. No idea what a dongle rig is, Jerry. Run off USB. Aye, like you say, Steve, that's one of the things that put me off the sea fishing. I mean, it was different when I used to do the boat fishing because you could go looking for them, which predominantly cod down in our area, cod and line. But yeah, it was so disheartening, especially when you were out in the middle of January all night, no even getting a touch. The cod fishing down our way used to be good, but the trawler boats absolutely decimated the area. But apparently they're starting to come back in numbers now because The trawler fishing's done in this area now. They're mostly creel boats and a couple of dredgers for the scallops. That's about all that's left. The rest are all yachts and pleasure boats now. Yeah, I bet you pendulum cast as well, Marty, didn't you? Hey, Jared. Thanks for popping in, mate. You never answered the question, Marty. Did you? All right. I could, well, I thought I could pendulum cast. I go through the motions anyway. I'm a bit caveman when my casting, it's just an overhead thump. You can something, Rob. I didn't see your comment earlier if you mentioned it. I don't tie them. Or do you mean that's 30 minutes and Cara hasn't appeared yet? Which one is it? I'm assuming I can which one you're meaning, but the only thing with the pendulum casting, Marty, years ago at Amsterdam, I seen a boy lose one of his cheeks because there was a bloke pendulum casting and it tore through the side of his face. So I was never that keen to use it, to be honest with you. Obviously, no for your own safety, but for somebody standing beside you. We've had none down here so far, which kind of surprises me. Wait until Thursday. It'll be pissing down. You can put my money on it. Now, Jack, it was mentioned earlier apparently. But there again, it maybe has to be a verbal as opposed to typed. Who knows? I wasn't, Matty, I wasn't talking about a snap off. Boy did a pendulum cast. It was in the summer. And there was way too many folk on the pier. And he didn't check how close folk were to him. And it wasn't even somebody that was fishing, it was just somebody that was out with their family. And he lost half his cheek. Exactly. It's the same with anything, Matt. It used to be the same with the shooting and all, and you always made sure of your background before you took a shot. It's even easier to see if it's safe when you're pendulum casting. I mean, Jesus Christ, you only need to check about 20 or 30 feet round about you, as opposed to shooting with a rifle or something where you hit mark sure it's safe for a bullet to travel half a mile, Kim. I remember years ago when I was at the college, Matty, we were at the range outside up by Knockhill. They've got a range up there for the deer stalking courses, etc. A 200 or 150 or 200 metre range. And we were up there doing our deer stalking competency shooting. And one of the boys was prone on one of the butts to shoot for. And after he shot, somebody said something, he turned around to wonder what the boy said and swung a 303 right through everybody. I ended up grabbing the barrel, shoving it over his head and just about punching him in the puss for it. Some nutty folk about, that's for sure. But the thing is, especially because it was done through the college and that, they went through a whole safety spiel before we even went into the range, for obvious for health and safety reasons. And this boy just swung the gun right through everybody that was standing at the side of him, like a complete tit. It's very scary, Steve. I mean, I was lucky I reacted the way I done because I was brought up with guns and shooting and knives and what have you, so I didn't panic about it. But some of the other guys that were there had never shot a rifle, even a 2.2, let alone something like a 303. And there was quite a few of them were pretty badly shaken up with it, as you can imagine. Especially so after you've seen a shot tear through a deer target at 100 odd yards, you know. Day one swung at you within 10 feet of you, it's a bit of a shock to the system. I think there was a few of them was close to that, Jerry. They might not have admitted it, they maybe did. Like I say, I mean, it was still pretty scary, but like I say, I was brought up with all kind of field sports and that, so I was a wee bit calmer than the rest of them. Although, don't get me wrong, it still freaks you out, you can, but just dropped my scissors into a big box of dubbing. Oh, great. Give me a second to see if I can find them, guys. There we go. I had it years ago, Jerry. Me and my mate were out fly fishing. And it was a hell of a windy day. And my line come back round the back of my head. And I felt the fly hit my eye. And I thought, shit, I'm in trouble here. And my mate had a look and he says, open your eye. And open my eye and the fly fell out. I'd actually caught it between my eyelids. But I thought I was blind in one eye, like. But I'd actually caught it between my two eyelids, and when I opened my eye up, it just fell to the floor. So that was a wee bit of relief. So tell me, Chuck, if you can't do live feeds with firearms, but there seems to be loads of videos with firearms. What's the difference? Is it a safety thing? Because you can't pay attention so much if you're doing it live, or is it just so they can edit it in case anything happens? I suppose if somebody gets shot, they can't. If it's live, they can't really. What's the word I'm looking for? Censor it. Right. I'm assuming that's for editing purposes or censoring purposes, I would assume. I'll definitely bout the superior knowledge on the firearms things for your side of the water, Jack. I mean, there is firearms over here, but nothing like what you guys have got over there. I didn't think enough. I'm pretty sure on a firearm certificate you can't get a bazooka over here. That was being flippant, by the way. I know you can't. Christ, in Scotland now you actually need a license to get a sub 12 pound air rifle nowadays. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I had hundreds of them growing up. That was, quite a lot of them over 12 pound. Cheers, Steve. Thing is, there's some of the things I've seen, Jack, there seems to be a lot of Americans that give kids firearms. And yes, I kind of see the point in using them for training safety purposes. Because obviously in America, guns are, how can I put it, they're more common. So there's more chance of, cheers Brian, there's more chance of them actually getting their hands on them. Whereas over here, everything has to be locked up in a gun safe at all times if you're not using it. Whereas it seems to be in America, you could have it in your bedside cabinet, etc. So teaching them safety, I see the point in, but I mean, I've seen a couple of videos with the kids doing that speed shooting thing, game with the pop-up targets and things like that. I'm dig it with wrong, some of them are really good at it, but I really do see the point in teaching them that. Hi, mate up. Thanks for the sub, mate. It's appreciated. Be honest with you, Rob, going with the whole thing with the illegal firearms in this country and how they control them, firearms are actually harder to get than shotgun certificates. But if you're looking at using a gun illegally, if I was face to face with somebody, I would rather they pulled a handgun on me than a shotgun. Because at close range, a shotgun, you've got little chance of surviving. Yet it's easier to get a shotgun certificate in the UK. Thanks, be up. Glad you're enjoying the flies. Where about you base me up? You don't mind saying? Yeah, that's the thing that makes me laugh, Jerry. They've clamped down, especially the last 5 years or 6 years, or say 5 to 10 years. They've clamped down even harder on the gun licenses in the UK. But I've never heard anybody using a registered owned firearm for illegal stuff. I mean, anybody can get a gun if they try. It really is fairly easy. It's probably easier to get a hold of an illegal gun than it is to get one on license. There was a There was a guy in the UK, there's a video on YouTube about it. The police come and took all his guns and that away. He's a registered pest controller and Faulkner, etc., etc. And it turned out the reason they took his guns away, he went to the doctors, he'd injured his leg pretty badly. I don't know if it was a car accident or what it was. And he went to the doctor, and the doctor says, "So, how you been?" And he says, "Ah, no too great lately." And the doctor reported to the police as I'm feeling depressed. So they come and took all his guns away from him. And he says he's never felt depression or anything. He was just talking about his general health, and he said he wasn't too good lately. And that was enough for there was about 5 police come to his house and took all his guns and everything away, ruined his business and everything. And yet what makes me laugh, there's more people killed in the UK with cars every year, and folk get a slap on the wrist for doing really, really stupid things in cars. But they don't even take their licence off them. But if you do anything with a firearm, you get banned for life for holding guns again. But they did a report, I think it was early 90s in the UK, about gun accidents around the country. And there was thousands that had been to the hospital because of gun accidents, etc., etc. But what they didn't tell you, included in that report, were glue guns, nail guns, staple guns, just so they made the figures look good. I mean, it's crazy the way they'll try and change things to their own narrative. Who'd have thought it, eh? Rob being sarcastic. Oh, my mistake. But there's another thing in this country. They're going about banning drugs, etc., etc. Yet they're quite happy to sell cigarettes, which is the biggest killer in this country as far as drugs are concerned. But they get 70% tax off that, so. There used to be lots here as well, Rob. Even do now, I mean, we're all small towns along here, but no more than a couple of miles from my house, there was a pistol club in Pittenweem. I was never into pistol shooting, to be honest with you. But Dunblane paid to all that just because of one numpty that the police knew fine well that he shouldn't have had guns in the first place. The boy that done the Dunblane shooting had been reported so many times for weird behaviour, etc., etc., and the police did nothing about it. But everybody else suffered because of the police's failings in dealing with it in the first place. I mean, after Dunblane, even the banned all handguns, but it made it about 10 times harder for anybody to get a shotgun or firearm certificate as well. I mean, it's still, I don't know about Scotland, the likes of the air gun scene's massive in England. They have a lot of ranges that are under like old subways and things like that, which is great because it's a safe way of doing it. But as I say, in Scotland now, because of Nicola Sturgeon, you have to have a licence for a sub 12-foot air rifle, which is a nonsense. That may well be true, Steve. I really don't know. But it was always easy enough to get a hold of duty frees, etc., etc. Me and used to get them off of the fishing boats. You got them on what they called the bond. If they were offshore guys, you know, if the boats were out, I think it was more than 5 days in a week, or 5 days at a time, I should say, they could get duty frees. In Scotland meet up, yeah, you need a licence for a sub 12-foot pound air rifle in Scotland. And yet when we were kids, a hell of a lot of kids had air rifles, and most of them over 12-foot pounds, because that was before it was a bridge somewhere down in England where one numpty started shooting at cars off the bridge, and that's why they brought in the 12-foot limit in the UK. But before that, most of the air rifles you bought just over the counter were like 15, 18-foot pound muzzle energy. Christ, Rob, Morrison's in the UK now have stopped selling knives in their home section, kitchen knives, which I find rather ridiculous, because you can go on Amazon and buy them, get them delivered to your door, and all you have to do is show proof of age, which you have to do in a supermarket to buy a knife anyway. Yeah, we were up shopping the other night there, and there's not a single kitchen knife anywhere. I think everybody had a BSA at some point or other. It was either that or a Webley, Steve, when I was young at least. That it's not so much Scotland, Jack, that was more Glasgow. The knife violence in Glasgow was ridiculous in the 60s and 70s. Yeah, that was all the ice cream wars with the drugs and that, Jack, in the 60s and 70s. It's called ice cream wars because they used ice cream vans as cover to sell drugs. Ned's. Christ, I haven't heard of that film for years. Non-educated delinquents. And the boy tapes the two knives to his hands to go and fight the rival gang. Yeah, it was actually a good film, actually, Jerry. Have you seen the Wee Man film, Jerry, about Paul Ferris? Yeah, it's a good film as well. Wee bit far-fetched in bits, like, but I suppose it has to be to make good TV, doesn't it? They've got a guy here selling tons to a chicken fry shop. Ah, right. A Sense of Freedom. I think I've seen that one, Jerry. Yeah, I'll need to have a look for that one, mate. The guy that played Ferris in the Wee Man, I'm trying to remember his name at the moment. Oh, for goodness sake. Shit getting old. Can't remember his name offhand. First thing I seen him in was called, I think it was Sweet 16 it was called. It was a pretty good film as well. It was a TV film, like. Cranston. Is it Cranston his name? Something like that. Compton. Can't mind. Raoul or similar. What are you on about now, Rob? Have I missed something here? Martin Compston. Thank you. Thank God somebody remember it. Yeah, he was in a film called TV film called Sweet 16. That was a good film as well. I was just a way to stop time there to go and check it on Google. So thanks for that, Steve. And before anybody says anything about this fly, yes, the pheasant tail tips that are out for the legs are all shredded on this. I never checked it before I tied it in. Alright. Got you, Jerry. I'll hate to look that up. See if I can get a hardware copy of it. Or download a version of it, one of the two. Well, that one was a complete disaster. Yep, complete disaster. But hey, the fish wouldn't mind. You can summon Jerry. The more you say about it, I think I may have actually seen that. Is that the one when he's in the prison? Was that no? No, I was thinking it's another film I'm thinking of. It was McVicker I was thinking of. Yeah, Steve, it'll still work. I'm not happy that I didn't notice how bad I was getting near the tip of the pheasant tail, and they're too thin and straggly. But hey, as you say, it'll fish. Probably catch more than other ones actually, because it looks knackered. But it was funnier when Peter Kay did it than when Paul Ferris did it, Rob. Just a bit. No heard the chopper. Oh, I thought you pissed off, Marty. It's getting that bad. Doogie's actually started outsourcing somewhat. Right, Matty. What colour collar on the brown minister? Considering you like your brown buzzers. Green. Green on a brown buzzer. No, right. Yeah, whatever you want, mate. Oh, where did I put my tinsels? Never caught on a buzzer, Jared? Right, guys, mark this in the diary. I've actually found a decent spool of UTC thread. You see a black buzzer being varnished. No, you don't. You see a brown buzzer being UV'd. You're not on the vodka already, are you, Rob? Or the whiskey, whichever you drank. proper torch on it will help. That's why you're not keeping up your sober. Unusual state for you, is it no, Rob? Balls. Hey, give me a couple of minutes, guys. I've just turned my hooks out of the flare. Fuck's sake. Oh, you got the day, did you, Matty? You must have had a hard day. Kid with a new toy, no opening it. Sorry about this and you guys, I'm just trying to pick up all these bloody hooks. There's about 200 of them on the flare. Guys, chat amongst yourselves and now I'm going to need to go and find a magnet. I'll be back as soon as. Right, sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Can't find a magnet, so I'm gonna forget what I'm going to do. I said to you, Jerry, I was away looking for a magnet. Try and get these hooks up. I can't find one. Cheers, Steve. Catch you later on, buddy. Dear me. So is anybody planning on going fishing this week then? Right. I think the weather's very great out here for fishing this week, to be honest with you. Yeah. Nothing wrong with bait fishing, Rob. Jerry. Is that a syndicate water we usually see you fishing on, Doug? Forget what I said earlier. This isn't a good spool of UTC after all. Must have just been a good bit I was on. Bloody hell. Fibre's coming out always. Right, that's to that idea. Is it supposed to be dry at the weekend, Matty? All right. Yeah, that was the one of my better attempts, Jerry. There you go, you wanting a few outlandish ones, Marty? Bright green and copper, that one. Don't know why I decided to do that, but hey ho. Jesus Christ. I think this one's radioactive. My God. This thing looks like a glow stick for a rave. What the hell? Cheers, Subby. Or Subi, whichever way it's pronounced. Cheers, Jerry. Thanks for popping in, mate. I know with these, Doug, these are for a project Matty's got going. These are for display. Cheers, Subi. That is, let me have a look. That's UTC Fluoro Green, Rob. Certainly is fluorescent right enough, that's for sure. Hey, Northern. I'm just wondering if this is coincidence or no. It's been a rather mild-mannered chatting here. It may just be a coincidence that there's no women. And yet we get the blame for everything. Aye, it's definitely goes downhill when the women are here, Matty. I've got no idea, Doug. In a wee second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 14. Something like that. But these buzzers here, Doug, Jesus Christ, they take no time at all. They'd been a hell of a lot more if I didn't spend half an hour picking hooks up. When I was doing the time sort of commercially, Doug, dial backs, I would somebody timed me doing them up at the fishery. I was knocking them out in 2 minutes 45 seconds each. Couldn't do them that quick nowadays. It's all buzzers. Matty's wanting for that, yeah. I mean, the pheasant tails and that were just something to get going with. But I said, I promised Matty I would do him a wee bunch of different coloured ministers. Getting me feeling hungry, Jack, on about doing smoked bloody chickens and all the rest of it. Fucking hell, that's a good start, Matty. Is that brand new you got that, Matt? Oh, Argos, right, okay, that answers that question. Is there any Argos stores left anywhere, or are they just all online now? What I was thinking though, Matty, could you know sort out with them so you could go to a local Argos and pick up an SD card for there rather than having it posted out? Probably won't be able to do it because it's two separate departments. Jack, do you actually have a whip finish tool? Quite right, mate. Tell me you're wanting a couple of extra accessories for your camera along with the SD card. What kind is it? Is it same kind as that? Sorry, it's not focusing that well. Try to see. Same as that one? Right. Dead easy, Jack. I'm not going to do the whole fly in this one just to show you. But say you finished your fly. All you do is take off a bit of the thread and bring it towards you. I reckon how well you'll see this. Right, so you've pulled the thread straight towards you. You hook that in there, keep it tight, and bring that underneath there. So when you put it up, you've got a figure four, sorry. And then all you do with your bobbin hand is put your thumb right against the side of the fly, and then you just turn another bit and just work forward with it. You'll have to do 3 or 4 turns. And then what you do is you push up so it comes off this bottom bit first, keeping it tight, pull straight down and let that out. That's all it is, mate. And the best way to practice is just put a hook in the vise, just keep doing that over and over again, and then just cut the thread away and just keep practicing on the one hook, mate. You'll get it in no time at all. Dead simple, Jack. Dead simple. Like I say, stick a hook in it, sit for 20 minutes, tie one off, cut away the thread, do it again, cut away the thread, do it again. You'll get it down pat in no time at all, mate. It's dead easy, Northern, when you get the hang of it. The type of whip finisher Matty's got, I never could get the hang of it. It's one of the big ones with rather than it built solid like that, it's got a spring here, and it's just terrible for me. I mean, Matty gets on great with it. I never ever could get the hang of them. You could also do the same thing, Jack. Once you've got the thread on there, even without the whip finisher, you take your 2 fingers, put one against the hook and one there, just so you've got it over 2 fingers like that. And if you turn your hand like that, it's kind of hard to see because I'm kind of zoomed in. Wait a minute. Right, might see it better. Same idea. You bring the thread tight towards you and put your 2 fingers on top of the thread and just turn it over so it loops on itself. And if you put your index finger up and your middle finger down, it creates the same figure of 4. And all you do is keep rotating your 2 fingers and that puts it on like that as well. Exactly the same thing. And then all you do is, if you keep it on your index finger, pinch it there, and then pull that loop down through between your fingers, and that does the same job. So hopefully that'll be a wee bit of help to you, Jack. And on that note, guys, I think I'm going to call it an evening. Got a few flies done, had a complete disaster tanning my hooks across the floor, but I appreciate you all coming in. Hopefully once I get the hang of it, I'll be able to do it where I can schedule it so people know that I'm going live, and then they'll have to cancel it when I eventually do get time. So thanks very much for popping in, guys. Result then, Craig? Result for what? So are you live the morning tonight, Matty? You go be up for it, mate? Cheers, Doug. Cheers, Rob. Cheers, Brian. I didn't come for your selling. Alright, I'm still here and all. Thanks to all of you guys. I do appreciate it. Right, mate. I'll keep an eye open for the notification. Right. Arrivederci all. Or as Matty puts it, adios, motherfuckers. See you, Northern.